since I did any filming for YouTube. A lot of it is because of Rupert. Speak of the devil. Hi baby. Hi. And what I've been dealing with recently is he has developed this quite severe colitis, and that has been so difficult to try and just diagnose. So about a month or maybe longer, maybe even 2 months ago, he started not dragging his bum, sorry, he started sitting down, just sitting all like very suddenly on walks and looking back at his bum and just like looking really sad and irritated, and it got more and more extreme. And it was kind of like on and off, so he could do like a big hike one day, no problem. And then other days he didn't want to walk at all, I'd have to carry him. And then one day he scooted for like 2 seconds, and I was like, oh my gosh, it must be his anal glands. So I took him to the vet there where I work part-time, and got his glands done, and they were full. So I was thinking that would be it. But it wasn't. The symptoms continued of him doing this sudden sitting down, this upset kind of look where I ended up having to pick him up and carry him. He wants to play now. And I went back to my vet, and they said, well, it's anxiety from your anxiety, because you're stressed that you're moving. I just told them like a few days before, that I was leaving and moving back to Canada. So they kind of like used that as a reason why he has a bad tummy. And I was like, I'm not really an anxious person, actually. I'm quite laid back. Yes, I do sometimes get anxious about things, as we all do, especially in this modern day, but hi baby, always brought his tail. Anyway, so I wasn't happy with that answer, but I left it for then. I was doing all my research, like what else like could I help him with, because he's starting to get like a bad a bit of diarrhea, his poos were shrinking, like looking very loose and shapeless. And so I went back to my vet and spoke to the girl that did his anal glands, and she said, well, it might be psychological, like maybe it's just in his head. And I was like, okay, like that does, like, it felt very dismissive. What I really wanted was them to have another look at him, but they didn't seem concerned. So then I went and got a second opinion at a different vet in town, and they did a really great physical examination, like rectal exam for my little boy. And they said, well, one thing it could be is spinal tethering, which is quite a like horrible condition that needs surgery, and it needs an MRI scan, which costs about $8,000 to diagnose. So that was quite extreme and scary to hear and worrying. So then she said, well, let's start with diet. And I have ordered him some special food from the vet, some hydrolyzed protein. So we're going to try that, but because I've got to order the small breed size of kibble, it takes a while to come in, and he's just been getting worse and worse with his tummy. The stuff that's come out of his back end has been quite scary. There's been blood, there's been like this frothy mucus, so it's been really concerning for me. So what I've found in the meantime is just plain rice and chicken. Boiled rice and chicken has been really helping his tummy, just in the last day. And what else did we do? I tried psyllium husk to bulk his poop out, but it hasn't done anything significant. I've tried pumpkin puree, also didn't do anything significant for his bowels. So now I'm doing this boiled chicken and rice for now to just help soothe his tummy, and put like a little bit of this kind of medical grade dog, what is it called? What do we call them? Probiotics in his food as well. But he's also, I have started him on antibiotics to give him a bit of a gut reset. So I'm really, really hoping that this is it. Like, he just went on a really great walk he hasn't done a poo yet today, which is actually kind of amazing because he was doing like a zillion tiny squitty poos for quite a while there. So I'm hoping that this is going to be what it takes to kind of give him a gut reset and sort him out and not have him be irritated all the time. But it's going to take time to find out and see. We're going to do the course of antibiotics, and for now just keep him on a very plain diet, and then I'll switch him gradually over to the new food when I get it. But it is worrying because I know it's still about 5 weeks out until I leave Canada, but I want him to have a very steady tummy because I don't want him having trouble on the plane and his flight. I would hate for him to have that, like an explosive diarrhea on the plane. That would be like my worst nightmare, and I'd feel so bad for him. So yeah, it's something that I'm keen to get sorted as soon as possible. I've just brought Rupert out for a walk at Fisherman's Park in Squamish because he's doing much better with his tummy right now and he's got energies. And I just want to continue rambling on about my progress of leaving Canada. One thing that I've really noticed is the amazing support network that I have out here. With moving back to Canada, I've got everything arranged. My flight with Rupert and cabin to Dublin, my hotel in Dublin for a night, and what else? Ferry across to Anglesey the next day, and an Airbnb on Anglesey for the night, in the hope that my family, someone from my family might come and pick me up. And they've been very reluctant and non-committal, which has been quite hurtful actually. I guess they got used to me being away for 10 years, and it's kind of like, now that I'm coming back, they're like, whoa, what? And my mum recently got a little puppy, just a mini schnauzer, and she's being very, very, very overly cautious with it. And she's not committing to coming to get me from Anglesey, which is only a few hours drive, purely because apparently this puppy. She's also brought up concerns about stressing my dad out because he's got Parkinson's and the change. I asked her if she'd even spoken to my dad about, you know, how he feels about me moving back, and she said she hasn't. So it's kind of, been quite frustrating getting my family support, and I don't know many other people in the UK anymore, so I was really relying on them to be supportive of me moving back and to be encouraging, and it's just not been that way. And it's just made me realise how... Hang on, I need to let my arm rest. What are you rolling in? Hey! No, what are you rolling in, Dinks? Nasty. Icky. Come on. Nasty boy. Keep going. Walk, walk, walk. Excuse me. It reminds me, makes me realise like how amazing my support network is out here. I guess partly because there's lots of expats or people who've just moved to Squamish and to BC from all over. Like we all have each other's back, we are each other's family. Things like picking each other up from the airport, it's just a normal thing. We all need it. We all need help with it sometimes. And yeah, we're all so happy to be able to help each other out and to drive 2 hours there and 2 hours back to the airport to pick each other up. And it's just not an issue. Whereas everything with my family is just such an ordeal. And I've had to ask a friend that I don't know very well to be a backup, to come and get me from Anglesey if I need it. And that kind of sucks just to have to ask that. So I'm really like leaving behind a lot of fantastic, good people. Hi, baby. So yeah, I'm not blind to the fact that I'm leaving an amazing community of people behind. I have found the Canadians and the expats to be just such wonderful people for the most part. Obviously there's always the bad apples, and I don't know if it's going to be similar or very different in the UK. Something about Squamish is very special, I think, in that way, about how easy it is to meet other people and to find your friends, find your community. So yeah, it's too bad about the difficulty with family, and I hope it all works out. Yeah, I guess that's family, isn't it? Like, friends are the family that you choose, and family is just the people that, you know, are related to you. And I love them to death, but I just wish they were a little bit more open and relaxed about change. Unfortunately, they find it quite stifling, and I think it gets harder as you get older, and I understand it, but I would have hoped that, you know, after 10 years of a daughter being away from home and them guilt tripping me, my mum in particular, she's always guilt tripped me for leaving her. I just would have hoped that they would have been more excited about me coming home instead of scared about it. Rupert, you can't have the snackies.